The business of real estate is not for the weak. And on selling the city, you see what it takes to make it. Take a look.
I usually try to avoid even talking about myself as a woman in business. But pretending it doesn't exist means denying a big part of who I am and how people see me. And I want you guys to understand that people will always need to find some sort of explanation for why I am here.
Okay. Joining us from Netflix's hit series, Selling the City, please welcome Eleonora Srugo. So great to see you this morning.
See you.
Let me tell you, I came home one day, and the nanny may have left this show on, and so it sucked me right in.
The nanny. We're going to blame the nanny.
Right. The nanny left it on, and all of a sudden
there's a demographic. Everyone thinks that there's just one demographic that watches the show, but we hear from everyone.
Yeah.
So it's okay. You can admit it.
It roped me in.
Yeah, once you watch it, you can't stop, right?
But here's the thing, and it's not just about real estate. We're seeing some emotion behind it as well. So take us a little bit through what exactly that was.
So this was actually a very real moment for myself. So I'm a real estate agent. I've been doing it for 15 years. And what this show covers is the journey of me becoming a manager. So I've decided that my career needs to expand and grow, and I need to leverage my experience, and so I build a team, right? I don't know if some of you you live in New York, you've heard of real estate teams. So I now built a team, and I am now navigating between being a sales agent and leading a team of women, and there had been some hardships, and this was a moment where I just needed to sort of lay down the law and explain the difference between how I am starting a team and how I started my career, right? Like, I have a team where the girls go out with me every night. We go to, private members clubs, and they have access to $40 million listings, and I send them home in an Uber, and that is very not like the sort of school of the hard knocks way that I started in the business.
Yeah, but it is so important to have, we just had another guest, Rebecca Minkoff, talking about how it is so important to have women supporting women, but you find that in your team?
Yeah, so our show is unique to other real estate shows in that it is heavily focused on women in business. And again, I say this very clearly there, that it's not sort of a badge that I wear. It's just, but it does exist. And there are certainly things that we cover on the show, like fertility issues, decisions that women have to make in terms of allocating time to their personal lives, their marriages, their careers, different sets of expectations that women are had just in general in terms of an upbringing, right? I think it's so common for young boys to know that when they turn 18, they need to sort of be able to provide for themselves and possibly provide for a family. I don't know that that's as hard taught for young girls.
You mentioned the School of Hard Knocks for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And what's so interesting is, I guess people don't understand the beginning stages of becoming a realtor in New York City and then getting to the level of where you're at now, right? And just kind of how you have to begin in the rental market before you get into the high real. Talk about that School of Hard Knocks that you had and how you kind of hand-selected the members of your team.
There's no way to describe it. New York is probably the most cutthroat real estate market in the world, right? This is a city that's already dominated by the finance and real estate industries. So any client that you meet is going to know so much about real estate, right? It's not LA where everyone cares about Hollywood and entertainment. To impress somebody here, right? And we're already, us New Yorkers, we're fickle. I mean, we're jaded. We're cool. Yeah. But you really need to impress someone. You need to have sort of an encyclopedic knowledge, I think, of the city, the industry, the markets. And so for me, starting off, it really was an apprenticeship. I mean, I got nothing. I would close a $4 million deal, and I'd walk away with a $500 check. Right, so that was it was just to gain experience.
Who was getting that money?
My boss, my team leader. Right, But I gained invaluable experience and exposure. I would sit in open houses, on that first beautiful Sunday in New York where everyone wants to sit outside, like they were all eagerly waiting for.
Yes.
I'd be at an open house, sitting and hanging with the doorman for the entire Sunday, and you just wait for hopefully one buyer to come in that may or may not buy an apartment. Look, things have changed. The industry has certainly been glamorized. These shows have helped a lot. But when I started in real estate, it was like the world of Craigslist, and the newspaper, right? But now, there are more MLSs that have been made public. There's HGTV. There's incredible shows like Selling the City, Selling Sunset, the $1 Million Listing franchise. So there's a little bit more of an aspirational element to the industry.
Can I ask you one thing, though?
Yeah.
Because there are so many people in the industry, in real estate right now.
Yeah.
What sets you apart? What makes you different? Because I'm sure it's about selling you as well, right?
Yeah, so that's a great point. I believe that sales is the ability to sell yourself. You know, it helps if you love your product. I'm a born and bred, like, native New Yorker, so I love this city. But in any sales, whether I started in college, I was working at a clothing store, sales is sales. It's the same thing, and really what you're doing is you're conveying a sense of honesty and expertise, and you're wanting people to work with you. Well, what sets me apart, definitely the fact that I'm from the city. I mean, I'm sorry, but like anyone else, I can. When I see people like look on their app, I don't care if you've been here for 10 years. If you have to look at your app to tell me what train to take, like, no.
Out.
Yes. Yeah. So that's part of it. And really, I'll go to great lengths for my clients. I mean, I've done some crazy things.
We got to have you back because I want to talk about actual listings.
Yeah.
And stuff, because the thing about
You're
these
looking.
I'm in the market for a $40 million. No, but that's next time because we're out of time.
We'll talk about the market, but everyone watch Selling the City on Netflix.
Yes.
That is right.
That's what you just
streaming
took the line.
on Netflix.
Yes,
streaming right now
it's
on Netflix.
Fun.
All right, thanks
It is
again.
fun, and it's amazing to see some of these places. By the way, besides all the stuff that you do.
Doesn't it not make the city look gorgeous? The city
it is gorgeous.
Like, it is gorgeous, but it's stunning. It's good New York City real estate action.
Thanks again. We'll be right back.